What's up? What it do? How you doing? Today we are making ranch dressing and a key lime pie. Let's get started. So first, we're going to chop up some parsley. I have some parsley here that I pre-cleaned. And if you want a little tip about cleaning your veggies, if you don't use the store-bought veggie wash, you can soak your vegetables in apple cider vinegar and water for 15 to 20 minutes and let them, and then once they're finished soaking, rinse. Voila, they're clean. It helps to get all the pesticides off and some of the wax that they may put on some of the vegetables. So let's get to chopping this parsley. How's everyone out there today in video land? I hope everyone is doing well. For this particular ranch recipe, you want about a half teaspoon, half cup would be a lot, half teaspoon of fresh parsley. Chop that up really, really fine. Now, it's going to look like I have a whole lot more than a half teaspoon, but that's okay. I started making this recipe because, salad dressing just doesn't taste like it used to. Not at all. And I'm just store-bought ranch dressings hold up to my standards. You can always go to a restaurant and ask for their ranch dressing. I said, why do that when I can make my own at home? So here we are. So chop that up really fine. As you can see here, you don't want big chunks of parsley and dill in your ranch. That wouldn't be good. You can start with a half teaspoon, but depending on your taste buds, if you want to add more, you absolutely can. Okay, so we have that chopped up. I have my bowl over here, my bowl that I'm going to mix everything in. A little dill. Dill can be overpowering, so I just kind of add a little bit at a time. And I just take my knife and scrape off the leaves like that. So let's get that chopped up. What's some of your favorite things that you like to eat with ranch? Recently, everybody's on the hot Cheeto kick. So I recently did hot Cheeto pickles and hot Cheeto zucchini fries. Wasn't too bad. Not at all. I do have a video for that as well. I just haven't uploaded it yet. So that will be coming soon. Now, I guess you say, why ranch dressing in a key lime pie? Well, I needed some more ranch dressing. So I said, why not make a video doing it? And I really been wanting to make a key lime pie for a while, so get that all chopped up. And that's about good right there. Okay. We have some, let me get a paper towel. We have some chives. We're going to take a few sprigs of chives and chop them up and put in there. That's just my air conditioning, y'all, if you hear that. Okay, and we want these chopped up really fine as well. About a half teaspoon, but like I said, according to your taste buds, you can do however much you like. All right, let's run the knife through those. anytime I'm making a dressing or a dip or potato salad, anything like that, something where I have to chop things, I like to chop it up fine. I don't want big chunks of anything in my dressings, my dips, my macaroni salad, my potato salad. That's not cute. And you can use this for more than salad. Like I said, I did that hot Cheeto thing. And you can dip crackers in this. You can dip tortilla chips in. My mom, she was dipping tortilla chips in this. Absolutely delicious. Potato chips. Your doctor may not agree. But it's absolutely delicious. Okay. Let's chop that up just a little bit more. Okay, let's get that added to our bowl. So that's our fresh ingredients. You can do dry. You can absolutely do dry. I just like the taste of the fresh better, but you can absolutely do dry dill, parsley, and chives. So, in here, we are going to put 3/4 cup of buttermilk. You can also use regular whole milk if you don't like the taste of buttermilk, but typically ranch is made with buttermilk, but you can also use whole milk if you like. So we're going to do 3/4 cup. We'll wing it. 3/4 cup to a cup. How about that? That's good. Okay. So that's our buttermilk. We are going to add sour cream. A 1/2 cup of sour cream. Let's get that in there. When I say a 1/2 cup, I mean a 1/2 cup. I'm gonna fill it up to the brim. Let's get that in our bowl. So simple. So delicious. You'll wonder why you haven't done this already. I know I did. Okay. Let's go ahead and add our buttermilk in. We're going to add mayo, 1/2 cup of mayo. I wouldn't suggest using Miracle Whip. That would be gross. I'm not a mayo person, but for something like this, you definitely want to use mayonnaise. So just a 1/2 cup. And I don't use a separate 1/2 cup for what? It's all going in the same bowl. So I use the same measuring cup. I don't have a cleanup crew yet, so I am the cleanup crew. So we're using the same 1/2 cup measuring cup. Is that good? I think that's good. Let's go ahead and get that added to our bowl. Now, actually, with the buttermilk, you're supposed to add it in slowly and whisk. It's okay. It'll all come together. Trust me. Okay. Let's move that out of our way. So we have all of our fresh ingredients and our wet ingredients in our bowl. Let's do a little whisk. And we're going to season. And I'm actually going to add just a little more mayo. Just another spoonful. There we go. Okay, so for our dry ingredients, we have salt. Now, you can start out with a ½ teaspoon. And taste as you go to see, you know, if you want to add more, do it to your liking, of course. Black pepper. I'm using a grinder today, but I also have the pre-ground. And like I said, a ½ teaspoon. Start off with that. I'm sure this is more than a ½ teaspoon. I like my food seasoned well, y'all, so. ½ teaspoon. I think I'm like, girl, that is more than a ½ teaspoon. That's okay. We want it to taste good. Okay. Garlic powder. And I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I don't measure unless I'm baking. When you bake, you absolutely have to measure or your baked goods will come out crazy. So that's why I said start with a ½ teaspoon. Onion powder. And for a little kick, ground red pepper. Sometimes you got to make sure that's what you're adding. All right, get that in there. And let's get this whisked up. Now, we want to taste because we want to make sure it's seasoned well. So let's get a spoon and taste. It's good, but it needs a little more salt. Needs a little more black pepper. I know. Girl, you add a lot of black pepper. I know, y'all. Okay, black pepper. A little more garlic powder, not too much. A little more garlic powder. A little more onion powder. And a little more ground red pepper. Whisk. Let's get a fresh spoon. Please don't double dip in your salad dressing, y'all. Get a fresh spoon so you can taste. Now, the thing about this is, sometimes when you're tasting, it doesn't taste quite right. I suggest that you let it sit for 2 hours prior to serving. And actually, it's even better if you make it the day before and you let it sit overnight. Absolutely amazing. But we're going to add just a little more seasoning. Just a little bit. I told y'all I like my food seasoned well. You know, it's hard to tell with these pepper grinders how much black pepper you're actually adding. And I want you guys to see this. So. That's it right there. Let me get another spoon. I don't know if you guys can see this. If it's too light. But it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Store in an airtight container. And like I said, 2 hours. If you make it that day, but it's even better if you make it the night before. Okay, that's it for our salad dressing. I will be right back, and we are going to get started on key lime pie. I can't wait to do this with you guys. Don't go nowhere. And we are back. So we're going to get started on this key lime pie. The first thing we want to do is get started on the crust. I've crumbled in a food processor my graham cracker crumbs. You want to get those added to your pan. About a package to a package and a half. You want to add a 1/3 cup of sugar to your graham cracker crumbs. And 5 tablespoons of melted butter. You can use salted, unsalted. My butter's always salted, so get that added. Mixed in. Now, sometimes you find out you have to add a little bit more butter, and that's okay. Bear with me 1 second, guys, and I am going to melt a little bit more butter for this crust. Okay, I'm back. So, we melted a little bit more butter. That's a little hot. And I wouldn't add it all in at once on the second round if you figure out that 5 tablespoons isn't enough. Just add a little at a time because you don't want your crust to be soggy. Add a little bit more. Mixed in. Okay, now let's start patting it down. Now I might actually have a little too much crust in here. And actually, I have a little too much crust. So let's take a little of this out. And if we need to add it back in, we can. It happens. It's cooking. Okay. Let's get a little bit more butter to this. Mix, mix, mix. It's the same as if you were making a cheesecake. Same crust recipe. So however you make your crust for your cheesecake, it's the same. Okay. Now, clean hands. I know you just see me wash them, but they clean. Let's get this patted down. Clean off the edge. Get it in there really good. Get it in there packed really well. Okay. And we're going to stick this in the oven for about 5 minutes while we make the filling. 350-degree oven. Stick your crust in for about 5 minutes. Okay. Now let's get started on this filling. In a bowl, we are going to add 3 to 4 egg yolks. And these are extra large eggs, so we may only do 3. Oh, this has a double in it. This one was having twins. Get all those whites out. Oh. Sometimes things don't go as planned, y'all. So we lost that egg. Let's try another one. Okay, let's try this one. Okay, that's 1 yolk. Two yolks. Three yolks. I'm going to do one more. Be careful you don't get any shells mixed in, okay? 4. We're going to wash our hands. Wash your hands up real quick, guys. Anytime you're messing with eggs, poultry, red meat, seafood, you want to make sure your hands are clean. Make sure you wash them. Okay. So now, I need a whisk. I wasn't prepared, was I? Okay. So now let's get these whisked. Can y'all say whisk? I'm having trouble. With these egg yolks. We are going to add 1 can of condensed sweetened milk. I learned actually how to make condensed sweet milk. If you don't have condensed sweet milk on hand, I learned from watching something on TV. You can take a can of cream, put it in boiling water, like evaporated milk, and let it boil in boiling water. We have condensed milk. I'll have to try that one day to see if it really works. So 1 can of condensed milk, sweetened condensed milk. Let me get a utensil, guys. Get that all in there. Mix that together. Now, we want the zest. We want about 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon of zest. So we're just going to zest a lime. You gotta be careful when you're zesting. That you don't get too much of the white part that's really bitter in there. Okay, let's zest up another one, because that's not enough. We don't want too much zest because we don't want it to be bitter. Okay. Mix that in. Now, set this aside for a second because we need the juice of these limes. One. Probably would just have been easier to buy a bottle of lime juice. But you see, I'm doing things the difficult way. But who doesn't love that fresh taste in their food? I love fresh taste in my food, so. Okay, let's get this one. And we are going to use this one as well, but I'm going to cut a couple lime slices off for presentation. Okay, set those aside and juice this one up. These limes are kind of really small, so I think 3 is a good amount to use. If your limes are bigger, then, you know, definitely use your judgment. Okay. We got more juice in there? I didn't roll that one first. Okay. Bring our bowl back. And let's add some fresh lime juice. Eyeball it because you don't want it to be too runny. Just a little bit more. Okay. All right. So now we are going to take our pie crust out of the oven. So just 1 second while I grab that. Okay. Now let's get our filling in. Let me get a spatula to get any excess out. And let's get our filling in. Look at that, guys. It smells absolutely amazing. And I know it's going to taste even better. I don't know if you guys can see this. I hope you guys can see, but look at that. Absolutely amazing. I don't want to tip it too much. Okay, we're going to put this back in the oven. We're going to bake it for, about 10 to 12 minutes. You do not want this to brown. You just want it to set up. You want those eggs to cook. And then once after it comes out of the oven, it's going to chill. And we'll be able to cut a slice. And you can garnish with whatever you like. You can garnish with your lime zest, with whipped cream on top. However you want to garnish this, you can. I want to thank you guys so much for watching me today. Please like, share with anyone and everyone. Comment, subscribe down below. Also, please follow me on Instagram and Facebook at E&E Original Recipes. I will have all that information in the description box. I thank you guys so much for taking the time to spend with me today while I make up these delicious recipes for you. Until next time, live a little, love a lot. Y'all be easy. Peace.